Hey guys, today we're comparing Infinite Flight and Aerofly FS1. We're not comparing Infinite Flight and Aerofly FS1 and 2 today. We will be comparing Infinite Flight and Aerofly FS2 in a next video on my channel. It will be out in a few days and will be seen as part 2. I hope you enjoy this video. Aerofly FS1 is located in the Swiss kind of region. It's not that large. I'm going to be doing a flight from Bern to Zurich, and the same thing in Infinite Flight because Infinite Flight has a global map so you can fly all around the world. And I'm just going to be telling you what is best, and yeah, let's just get on with the video. Once you open your newly purchased Aerofly, you want to fly an A320, a Learjet, or a 747, you have to pay for those aircraft, right? So the A320 goes for $2, the Learjet I believe also for $2, and the 747 goes for $3, right? But there is a set where you get all these aircraft plus the Baron and the King Air for like $6 or $7, and if you like the game, which I'll tell you if you should get it or not, then I would recommend buying the set if you really want to get the game. So yeah, just so you know, you can't just fly the large aircraft out of the box, so you have to pay and make some in-app purchases. Here we are currently in Bern Airport. Like you see, we have 3D towers here on the runway, here at the airport, which is kind of cool. Not all airports have that here, but it's definitely a really nice touch. We're flying the A320, and this is Aerofly FS1. Just so you know, you don't have many complex controls. You have the rudder here at the bottom, you have the gear, you have all these different cockpit views, the default views, you have the thrust, and you have the flaps. So we're going to go flaps 3 for takeoff, and slowly put the throttle to 100% because it's a really short runway, and head to Zurich. So here we are climbing out of Bern here, and it looks pretty decent. The terrain looks okay, nothing special, but definitely it looks good. I love the airport that there are 3D terminals. There is Geneva Airport, but that doesn't have 3D airports. That's why 3D building. That's why I don't like to fly there. You have a map at the top right of your screen. If you press it, then you have this map of all the airports here, and there you can see at the top bottom left, you can see Geneva. We're currently in Bern. Just took off from there, heading to Zurich. You cannot make flight plans in Aerofly, which is very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But you do have autopilot, so it's kind of a good thing. But it's really annoying not being able to make a flight plan and not having nav mode, which you do have in Infinite Flight. You can just press on the vertical speed indicators or the altitude, and then you can select your speed by the plus and minus underneath heading, airspeed, altitude, and VS. I must say in Infinite Flight it looks better the A320, but I will be comparing that just now, and here you will see Infinite Flight right now. So guys, to have access to the whole world in Infinite Flight, you need Infinite Flight Pro. There are 3 different subscriptions to have access to the whole world. There's one, you pay $10 every month. There is the second plan, which is you pay $50 every 6 months. And there is the $80 plan, which you pay every 12 months. So it can be very, very pricey, but it is a great simulator, and I definitely do recommend it. And I will tell you soon in this video what is best for its price. Here we are at Bern Airport, and yet you can tell it looks very different. The terrain looks different. The plane looks very different. So yeah, a lot of difference between Aerofly and Infinite Flight. You do have a air traffic controller. Sometimes there are some real people actually as air traffic controllers, mostly at large airports. You have seatbelts, you can do engine start and stop. So yeah, there's a lot of more features with in Infinite Flight. You can file a flight plan, which you cannot do in both Aerofly games. It's not very hard. You can just select different waypoints and just turn nav mode on when you're in flight, and the plane will automatically fly that route for you. Not the altitude, but just the heading. So here we are on the runway in Bern, and the other names over there are other real life people flying right now. So that's very cool. You do have multiplayer in Infinite Flight, you don't have in Aerofly. Okay, we're now in the air in Infinite Flight. Okay, the terrain looks very different from Aerofly. Once you're in the air, you can just select nav mode and the heading will be flown for you. So guys, another thing I'd like to mention about Aerofly is that there's no multiplayer, which also means no community, which really sucks. You can't fly with your friends online, which you can do in Infinite Flight, which is probably your main reason why it's, in my opinion, the most successful flight simulator for iOS out there. Not the best, but I mean most successful. I find it's very irritating in both Aerofly games that if you want to check the map, you kind of have to leave the whole flight, because in Infinite Flight, the map kind of overlays the flight and you can kind of see your plane in the background. I find that this is very irritating. Maybe it's not for you, but I honestly find it's very annoying. I'm going to show you what I mean just now. So, because the map kind of overlays and you can see the plane in the background. So we made it into Zurich, very smooth landing. Very happy with that. Nice thing about Zurich Airport and Aerofly is we've got two terminals and we can choose, and they're airport towers, airport buildings. I always say towers for some reason. So this was Aerofly FS1. I'm just going to do the same thing in Infinite Flight, the landing. I'm going to conclude Aerofly and Infinite Flight. I'm sorry that we're flying the A319. There's no A320 with the Swiss livery. No big deal. To our right, we've got the Alps. Looks very nice. And we're already going to start our descent because we are very, very, very close. It's a short flight. So we need to descend and lose some speed.
I just like the sound of it.
That landing was absolutely horrible. Just ignore that. Absolutely ignore that landing, please. Please ignore that landing. That was really horrible. Let's continue with the comparison though. Like you see, we've made it to Zurich. There are no airport buildings like there were in Aerofly. And there you see other people. Those are actually real people in real life. That's multiplayer, which you do not have in Aerofly. So now we're just going to taxi to the gate. Let's just taxi right here, small plane, and I will conclude both games and tell you what is best for its worth. If you want a more complex simulator where you can fly all around the world and with multiplayer with a community, definitely go for Infinite Flight. Okay, Infinite Flight is very successful. It's the most successful iOS flight simulator, and there's a reason for that because so many people enjoy this game. So yeah, if you want a game and a simulator and you have a low budget, go for Aerofly. And if you want a great simulator with more complex features and a community, go for Infinite Flight. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed. I'd appreciate if you leave a like. If this video helped you decide if you would choose Infinite Flight or Aerofly. Part 2 will be coming out soon on my channel in a few days, probably 14 days maximum. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.